Welcome back to Footnotes and Folly, and to Richard Roman III. I am Pemberton. This is part 2. The sick King Edward, longing to leave peace behind him, forces his quarrelling court into a hollow reconciliation, and Richard chooses that very moment to announce that Clarence is dead, watching the guilt land on others. Edward dies, the women mourned, and Richard and Buckingham move fast. They fetch the boy King Edward V to London with smooth words, and lodge him, with his little brother, in the Tower. Lord Hastings, an honest man, is quietly sounded to see whether he will help set Richard on the throne, and when he will not, his fate is sealed at a council table where Richard, in a single instant, turns from smiling friend to roaring tyrant. Let us go on.
King Edward enters, sick, with Queen Elizabeth, Dorset, Rivers, Hastings, Buckingham, Grey, and others. Good. Now I have done a good day's work. You noble lords, keep this union you have made. Every day I expect a message from my Redeemer, calling me away from this world, and my soul will leave for heaven with more peace now that I have made my friends at peace on earth. Rivers and Hastings, take each other's hands. Do not hide hatred under false show. Swear that you love each other. By heaven, my soul is cleansed of bitter hatred, and with my hand I seal the true love of my heart. May I prosper only as I truly swear the same. Take care that you do not play false before your king, or else he who is the supreme King of kings may expose your hidden deceit and sentence one of you to be the other's destruction. May I prosper only as I swear perfect love. And I, as I love Hastings with all my heart. Madam, you are not excused from this, nor you son Dorset, nor you Buckingham. You have all taken sides against one another. Wife, love Lord Hastings. Let him kiss your hand, and whatever you do, do it sincerely. There, Hastings. I will never again remember our former hatred, as I hope I and mine may prosper. Dorset, embrace him. Hastings, love Lord Marquis. I declare here that, on my side, this exchange of love shall never be broken. And so I swear. They embrace. Now, princely Buckingham, seal this alliance by embracing my wife's kinsman, and make me happy with your unity. If Buckingham ever turns his hatred against your grace, or fails with dutiful love to cherish you and yours, then may God punish me with hatred from those from whom I most expect love. When I most need to use a friend, and feel most certain that he is my friend, may he prove deep, hollow, treacherous, and full of deceit toward me. This is what I ask of God, if I ever grow cold in love toward you or yours. They embrace. Princely Buckingham, that vow is a pleasant medicine to my sick heart. Now only our brother Gloucester is missing, to complete the blessed end of this peace. And just in time. Here come Sir Ratcliffe and the Duke. Ratcliffe and Richard enter. Good morning to my sovereign king and queen, and to you princely peers, may the day be happy. Happy indeed as we have spent it. Gloucester, we have done works of charity. We have turned enemies into peace and hatred into fair love among these proud lords, angered by their wrongs. A blessed labour, my most sovereign lord. If anyone in this noble company, through false reports or wrong suspicion, thinks me his enemy, if I have, unknowingly or in anger, done anything that anyone here finds hard to bear, I desire to be reconciled to him in friendly peace. It is death to me to be at enmity. I hate it, and I desire the love of all good men. First, madam, I ask true peace from you, which I will earn with my dutiful service, from you, my noble cousin Buckingham, if any resentment has ever lodged between us, from you, and you, Lord Rivers and Dorset, who have frowned on me without cause, from you, Lord Woodville and Lord Scales, from you, dukes, earls, lords, gentlemen, indeed from all. I do not know any Englishman alive with whom my soul is the least bit at odds, any more than with the infant born tonight. I thank my God for my humility. This day shall be kept as a holy day hereafter. I wish to God all quarrels were so well settled. My sovereign lord, I beg your highness to receive our brother Clarence back into your grace. Why, madam, did I offer love for this, to be mocked so in this royal presence? Who does not know that the gentle duke is dead? They all start. You wrong him by mocking his corpse. Who does not know he is dead? Who knows that he is? All, seeing heaven, what a world this is. Do I look as pale, Lord Dorset, as the rest? Yes, my good lord, and no one here has not had the red colour leave his cheeks. Is Clarence dead? The order was reversed. But he, poor man, died by your first order. A winged Mercury carried that one. Some slow cripple carried the command to stop it, and arrived too late even to see him buried. God grant that some men, less noble and less loyal, nearer to him in bloody thoughts though not in blood, do not deserve worse than wretched Clarence did, and yet pass free of suspicion. Stanley, Earl of Derby, enters. A favour, my sovereign, for the service I have done. I beg you be quiet. My soul is full of sorrow. I will not rise unless your highness hears me. Then say at once what you request. Pardon, sovereign, of my servant's life. He killed today a riotous gentleman who lately served the Duke of Norfolk. Have I a tongue to sentence my brother to death, and shall that same tongue give pardon to a slave? My brother killed no man. His fault was only thought, and yet his punishment was bitter death. Who pleaded with me for him? Who, while I was angry, knelt at my feet and told me to think again? Who spoke of brotherhood? Who spoke of love? Who reminded me how that poor soul abandoned mighty Warwick and fought for me? Who told me how, in the field at Tewkesbury, when Oxford had struck me down, he rescued me and said, "Dear brother, live and be a king"? Who reminded me how, when we both lay in the field almost frozen to death, he wrapped me in his own garments and gave himself, thinly clothed and naked, to the numbing cold night? British anger sinfully tore all this from my memory, and not one of you had enough grace to put it back in my mind. But when your carters or your serving men have committed some drunken killing and defaced the precious image of our dear Redeemer, at once you are on your knees crying, "Pardon, pardon," and I, and justly too, must grant it. But for my brother, not one man would speak, nor did I, graceless as I was, speak to myself for him, poor soul. The proudest of you all were indebted to him in his life, yet none of you would once beg for his life. O God, I fear your justice will seize on me, and on you, and on mine and yours for this. Come, Hastings, help me to my chamber. Ah, poor Clarence! Some leave with king and queen. This is the fruit of rashness. Did you not notice how the guilty kinsmen of the queen looked pale when they heard of Clarence's death? Oh, they kept urging it on the king. God will avenge it. Come, lords, will you go comfort Edward with our company? We attend your grace. They exit. The old Duchess of York enters with the 2 children of Clarence. Good grandmother, tell us, is our father dead? No, boy. Then, why do you weep so often, beat your breast, and cry, "O Clarence, my unhappy son"? Why do you look at us, shake your head, and call us orphans, poor wretches, and castaways, if our noble father is alive? My pretty children, you both misunderstand me. I am grieving over the king's sickness, because I dread losing him, not over your father's death. It would be wasted sorrow to mourn someone already lost. Then you admit, grandmother, that he is dead. The king, my uncle, is to blame for it. God will avenge it, and I will beg him with earnest prayers to do just that. And so will I. Peace, children, peace. The king loves you well. You innocent, inexperienced little ones cannot guess who caused your father's death. Grandmother, we can, because my good Uncle Gloucester told me that the king, stirred up by the queen, invented accusations to imprison him. And when my uncle told me this, he wept, pitied me, and kindly kissed my cheek. He told me to depend on him as I would on my father, and said he would love me dearly as his own child. Ah, that deceit should take on such a gentle shape, and hide deep wickedness behind a virtuous mask. He is my son, yes, and that is my shame, yet he did not suck this deceit from my breasts. Do you think my uncle was pretending, grandmother? Yes, boy. I cannot think so. Listen, what noise is that? Queen Elizabeth enters with her hair disordered, followed by Rivers and Dorset. Ah, who will stop me from wailing and weeping, from cursing my fortune and tormenting myself? I will join with black despair against my own soul and become my own enemy. What is the meaning of this display of uncontrolled grief? It means I will perform an act of tragic violence. Edward, my lord, your son, our king, is dead. Why should the branches grow when the root is gone? Why do the leaves not wither when they have lost their sap? If you mean to live, mourn. If you mean to die, be quick, so that our swift souls may catch up with the king's, or follow him like obedient subjects into his new kingdom of unchanging night. Ah, I have as much share in your sorrow as I had claim in your noble husband. I have wept for the death of a worthy husband, and lived by looking at his likenesses in my children. But now 2 mirrors of his princely image have been cracked to pieces by cruel death, and for comfort I have only one false glass left, which grieves me when I see my shame reflected in him. You are a widow, yet you are a mother, and still have the comfort of your children. But death has snatched my husband from my arms and pulled 2 supports from my weak hands, Clarence and Edward. Oh, what reason I have, when your grief is only half of mine, to surpass your sorrows and drown out your cries. Ah, aunt, you did not weep for our father's death. How can we help you now with tears of kinship? Our fatherless misery was left unmourned. Let your widow's grief go unwept as well. Do not help me lament. I am not barren when it comes to giving birth to complaints. Let all springs turn their streams into my eyes, so that, ruled by the watery moon, I may pour out enough tears to drown the world. Ah, for my husband, for my dear Lord Edward. Ah, for our father, for our dear Lord Clarence. Alas for both mine, Edward and Clarence. What support did I have but Edward? And he is gone. What support did we have but Clarence? And he is gone. What supports did I have but them? And they are gone. No widow ever suffered so dear a loss. No orphans ever suffered so dear a loss. No mother ever suffered so dear a loss. Alas, I am the mother of these griefs. Their sorrows are divided, mine is universal. She weeps for an Edward, and so do I. I weep for a Clarence, and she does not. These children weep for Clarence, and so do I. I weep for an Edward, and they do not. Alas, all 3 of you, pour all your tears on me, who am distressed 3 times over. I am the nurse of your sorrow, and I will feed it with lamentation. Take comfort, dear mother. God is greatly displeased that you receive his actions with such ingratitude. In ordinary worldly matters, it is called ungrateful to repay a debt unwillingly and coldly when it was kindly lent with a generous hand. How much more ungrateful it is to oppose heaven this way, when heaven is only asking back the royal debt it lent you. Madam, think, like a careful mother, of the young prince your son. Send for him at once. Let him be crowned. In him your comfort lives. Drown desperate sorrow in dead Edward's grave, and pledge your joys in living Edward's throne. Richard Buckingham, Stanley Earl of Derby, Hastings, and Ratcliffe enter. Sister, take comfort. All of us have reason to mourn the dimming of our shining star, but none of us can repair our losses by weeping over them. Madam, my mother, I beg your pardon. I did not see your grace. Humbly, on my knee, I ask for your blessing. Richard kneels. God bless you, and put meekness in your heart, with love, charity, obedience, and true duty. Amen. And make me die a good old man. That is the usual ending of a mother's blessing. I wonder her grace left it out. You gloomy princes and sorrowing peers, who carry this heavy shared burden of grief, now comfort one another in one another's love. Though we have used up the harvest of this king, we are to reap the harvest of his son. The broken hatred from your swollen quarrels, only lately split apart and then knit and joined together, must be gently preserved, cherished, and kept whole. I think it wise that, with some small escort, the young prince should be brought at once from Ludlow here to London, to be crowned our king. Why with a small escort, my lord of Buckingham? Why, my lord, because a large crowd might reopen the newly healed wound of hostility, and that would be all the more dangerous because the state is still young and not yet governed. Where every horse holds its own reins, and may choose its course however it pleases, in my opinion, the fear of harm as well as visible harm should be prevented. I hope the king made peace among all of us, and that agreement is firm and true in me. And so it is in me, and so I think in every one. Yet since it is still new, it should not be exposed to any obvious chance of breaking, which too much company might perhaps provoke. Therefore I agree with noble Buckingham that only a few should go fetch the prince. And so do I. Then let it be so. Let us go decide who shall ride at once to Ludlow. Madam, and you, my sister, will you come give your opinions in this matter? All exit except Buckingham and Richard. My lord, whoever travels to the prince, for God's sake, do not let the two of us stay at home. On the road I will find the right opportunity, as a beginning to the plan we lately discussed, to separate the queen's proud relatives from the prince. My other self, the council chamber of my thoughts, my oracle, my prophet, my dear cousin, I will go like a child under your direction. Toward Ludlow, then, we will not stay behind. They exit. In a street in London, one citizen enters from one side and another from the other. Good morning, neighbor. Where are you going so quickly? I promise you, I hardly know myself. Have you heard the news going around? Yes, that the king is dead. Bad news, by Our Lady. Better news rarely follows it. I fear this will turn into an unsteady, troubled world. Another citizen enters. Neighbors, God speed you. Good morning to you, sir. Is the news true about good King Edward's death? Yes, sir, it is too true. God help us now. Then, masters, expect to see a troubled world. No, no. By God's good grace, his son shall reign. Unhappy is the land that is governed by a child. There is hope of good rule in him. While he is under age, the council beneath him will govern, and when his years are full and mature, he himself, no doubt, will govern well then, and until then they will do so for him. That was how the kingdom stood when Henry VI was crowned in Paris at only 9 months old. Did the kingdom stand well then? No, no, good friends, God knows it did not. Back then, this land was richly supplied with wise, serious statesmen. Back then, the king had virtuous uncles to protect his grace. Why, so does this one, both on his father's side and his mother's. It would be better if they all came from his father's side, or if there were none on his father's side at all. The rivalry over who will now stand closest to him will touch us all too closely, unless God prevents it. Oh, the Duke of Gloucester is full of danger, and the Queen's sons and brothers are arrogant and proud. If they were willing to be ruled, and not to rule, this sickly land might find comfort again as it did before. Come, come, we are fearing the worst. All will be well. When clouds appear, wise men put on their cloaks. When the great leaves fall, winter is near. When the sun sets, who does not expect night? Storms that come out of season make men expect a famine. All may be well, but if God arranges it so, it will be more than we deserve, or than I expect. Truly men's hearts are full of fear. You can hardly speak reasonably with any man who does not look gloomy and full of dread. It is always like this before days of change. By a divine instinct, men's minds distrust dangers that are coming, just as experience shows us that the water swells before a violent storm. But leave it all to God. Where are you going? Indeed, we were sent for to the justices. And so was I. I will keep you company. They exit. In a room in the palace in London, the Archbishop of York, the young Duke of York, Queen Elizabeth, and the Duchess of York enter. Last night, I hear, they stayed at Stony Stratford, and tonight they rest at Northampton. Tomorrow or the next day they will be here. I long with all my heart to see the prince. I hope he has grown a great deal since I last saw him. But I hear he has not. They say my son of York has almost overtaken him in growth. Yes, mother, but I would not want that to be so. Why, my good cousin? It is good to grow. Grandam, one night as we sat at supper, my Uncle Rivers talked about how I was growing more than my brother. Yes, said my Uncle Gloucester, small herbs have grace, great weeds grow quickly. And since then, I think I would rather not grow so fast, because sweet flowers grow slowly, and weeds make haste. good faith, that saying did not hold true in the man who used it against you. He was the most wretched thing when he was young, so long in growing and so slow about it, that if his rule were true, he ought to be gracious. And so no doubt he is my gracious madam. I hope he is, yet let mothers doubt. Now by my truth, if I had remembered it at the time, I could have given my uncle's grace a reply that would have struck nearer at his growth than he struck at mine. How, my young York? Please let me hear it. Why, they say my uncle grew so fast that he could not crust when he was 2 hours old. It was a full 2 years before I could get a tooth. Random, that would have been a biting joke. Please, pretty York, who told you this? Random, his nurse. His nurse? Why, she was dead before you were born. If it was not she, I cannot tell who told me. A dangerous boy. Come now, you are too sharp. Good madam, do not be angry with the child. Pitchers have ears. A messenger enters. Here comes a messenger. What news? Such news, my lord, as grieves me to report. How is the prince? Well, madam, and in health. What is your news? Lord Rivers and Lord Grey have been sent to Pomfret, and with them Sir Thomas Vaughan, as prisoners. Who has committed them? The mighty Dukes Gloucester and Buckingham. For what offence? I have told you the whole of what I can. Why, or for what reason, the nobles were imprisoned is completely unknown to me, my gracious lord. Ah me! I see the ruin of my house. The tiger has now seized the gentle deer. Insolent tyranny begins to thrust itself against the innocent and defenseless throne. Welcome destruction, blood, and massacre. I see the end of everything as clearly as if it were laid out on a map. Accursed, restless, quarrelsome days, how many of you have my eyes seen? My husband lost his life to win the crown, and often my sons were tossed up and down, making me rejoice and weep at their gains and losses. And once they were seated, and the civil quarrels had completely blown over, they themselves, the conquerors, make war on themselves, brother against brother, blood against blood, self against self. Oh, a natural and frantic outrage, end your damned spite, or let me die, so I may look on earth no more. Come, come, my boy. We will go to sanctuary. Madam, farewell. Stay. I will go with you. You have no cause. My gracious lady, go and carry your treasure and your goods there. For my part, I will resign to your grace the seal I keep, and may whatever happens to me match how faithfully I care for you and all of yours. Go. I will conduct you to the sanctuary. They exit. Trumpets sound. Young Prince Edward enters with Richard, Buckingham, Cardinal Berkshire, Catesby, and others. Welcome, sweet prince, to London and to your lodging. Welcome, dear cousin, sovereign of my thoughts. The tiring journey has made you sad. No, uncle. The troubles we met along the way have made the journey tedious, weary, and heavy. I wish more of my uncles were here to welcome me. Sweet prince, the pure innocence of your age has not yet looked deeply into the world's deceit. You can judge a man only by his outward appearance, which, God knows, rarely or never matches the heart within. The uncles you miss were dangerous. Your grace listened to their sweetened words, but did not see the poison in their hearts. God keep you from them, and from such false friends. God keep me from false friends, but they were not false. My lord the Mayor of London comes to greet you. The Lord Mayor enters with attendants. God bless your grace with health and happy days. I thank you, good my lord, and thank you all. I thought my mother and my brother York would have met us on the road long before now. Shame on Hastings for being so slow that he has not come to tell us whether they will come or not. Lord Hastings enters. And just in time, here comes the lord, sweating with haste. Welcome, my lord. Well, will our mother come? For what reason, God knows, but I do not. The queen your mother and your brother York have taken sanctuary. The tender prince wanted very much to come with me to meet your grace, but his mother held him back by force. Shame, what a crooked and childish course this is of hers. Lord Cardinal, will your grace persuade the queen to send the Duke of York at once to his princely brother? If she refuses, Lord Hastings, go with him and pull the boy from her suspicious arms by force. My Lord of Buckingham, if my weak powers of persuasion can win the Duke of York from his mother, expect him here shortly. But if she is stubborn against gentle requests, God in heaven forbid that we should violate the holy privilege of blessed sanctuary. I would not be guilty of so deep a sin for all this land. You are too stubborn without sense, my lord, too bound by ceremony and old custom. Judge it by the plain reality of this age. You do not break sanctuary by taking him. That benefit is always granted to people whose actions have deserved the place, and to those who have the wit to claim the place. This prince has neither claimed it nor deserved it, and therefore, in my opinion, cannot have it. So, by taking him from a place where he is not truly protected, you break no privilege and no charter there. I have often heard of sanctuary men, but never of sanctuary children until now. My lord, for once you shall overrule my judgment. Come, Lord Hastings, will you go with me? I will go, my lord. Good lords, make all the haste you can. Cardinal and Hastings leave. Tell me, Uncle Gloucester, if our brother comes, where shall we stay until our coronation? Wherever it seems best to your royal self. If I may advise you, your highness should rest for a day or two at the Tower, and then go wherever you please and wherever is thought most suitable for your health and recreation. Of all places, I do not like the Tower. Did Julius Caesar build that place, my lord? He began that place, my gracious lord, and later ages have rebuilt it. Is it written in records or only reported from age to age that he built it? It is written in records, my gracious lord. But suppose, my lord, it had not been recorded. I think the truth should live from age to age, handed down to all posterity, even to the universal last day. Aside. So wise, so young, they say, never live long. What did you say, uncle? I say that even without written letters, fame lives long. Aside. So, like the stage vice, iniquity, I draw two moral meanings from one word. Julius Caesar was a famous man. What his courage added to his intelligence wrote down so that his courage would live. Death has not conquered this conqueror, for now he lives in fame, though not in life. I will tell you something, my cousin Buckingham. What, my gracious lord? If I live until I am a man, I will win back our ancient right in France, or die as a soldier, as I have lived a king. Aside. Short summers usually have an early spring. The young Duke of York enters with Hastings and the Cardinal. Now, just in time, here comes the Duke of York. Richard of York, how is our loving brother? Well, my dreaded lord, since that is what I must call you now. Yes, brother, to our sorrow as it is to yours. He died too late who could have kept that title, which by his death has lost much majesty. How is our cousin, noble Lord of York? Thank you, gentle uncle. Oh, my lord, you said that useless weeds grow fast. The prince, my brother, has grown far taller than I have. He has, my lord. And therefore is he useless. Oh, my fair cousin, I must not say that. Then he is more indebted to you than I am. He may command me as my sovereign, but you have power over me as a kinsman. Please, uncle, give me this dagger. My dagger, little cousin. With all my heart. A beggar, brother? A beggar for my kind uncle, who I know will give it, since it is only a trinket and no grief to give away. I will give my cousin a greater gift than that. A greater gift? Oh, that must be the sword that goes with it. Yes, gentle cousin, if it were light enough. Oh, then I see you will part only with light gifts. In weightier matters you will say no to a beggar. It is too heavy for your grace to wear. I would think it light, even if it were heavier. What, would you have my weapon, little lord? I would, so I could thank you by the name you call me. How? Little. My lord of York will always be contrary in talk. Uncle, your grace knows how to put up with him. You mean how to carry me, not how to put up with me. Uncle, my brother mocks both you and me. Because I am little, like an ape, he thinks you should carry me on your shoulders. What sharp and ready wit he argues with. To soften the scorn he gives his uncle, he neatly and fittingly mocks himself. Such cleverness in someone so young is remarkable. My lord, will it please you to go on? My good cousin Buckingham, and I will go to your mother to ask her to meet you at the Tower and welcome you. What, will you go to the Tower, my lord? My Lord Protector insists it must be so. I will not sleep peacefully at the Tower. Why, what should you fear? Why, my Uncle Clarence's angry ghost. My grandmother told me he was murdered there. Here no dead uncles. Nor any living ones, I hope. And if they live, I hope I have no need to fear them. But come, my lord. With a heavy heart, thinking of them, I go to the Tower. A ceremonial flourish sounds. Prince Edward, York, Hastings, Dorset, and all the others leave except Richard, Buckingham, and Catesby. Do you think, my lord, that this little chattering York was not stirred up by his cunning mother to taunt and insult you so shamefully? No doubt, no doubt. Oh, he is a dangerous boy, bold, quick, clever, forward, and perceptive. He is his mother's child from head to foot. Well, let them be. Come here, Catesby. You are sworn as deeply to carry out what we intend as you are to conceal what we tell you. You know the reasons we argued on the way. What do you think? Is it not an easy matter to bring William Lord Hastings over to our side, so this noble duke may be placed on the royal throne of this famous island? For his father's sake, he loves the prince so much that he will not be won to anything against him. What do you think, then, of Stanley? Will he not join us? He will do exactly as Hastings does. Well then, only this. Go, gentle Catesby, and as if from a distance, test Lord Hastings to see how he feels about our purpose. Summon him tomorrow to the Tower to sit in council about the coronation. If you find him manageable for us, encourage him and tell him all our reasons. If he is heavy, icy cold, and unwilling, then you be the same, break off the talk, and let us know his disposition. Tomorrow we hold separate councils, in which you yourself will be highly employed. Give my regards to Lord William. Tell him, Catesby, that his old band of dangerous enemies will be bled tomorrow at Pomfret Castle. And tell my lord that, for joy at this good news, he should give Mistress Shore one gentle kiss the more. Good Catesby, carry out this business thoroughly. My good lords both, with all the care I can. Shall we hear from you, Catesby, before we sleep? You shall, my lord. You will find us both at Crosby Place. Catesby leaves. Now, my lord, what shall we do if we discover that Lord Hastings will not yield to our plots? Chop off his head, man. We will do something. And when I am king, be sure to claim from me the earldom of Hereford, and all the movable goods that the king my brother possessed. I will claim that promise from your grace. I expect to have it granted with all kindness. Come, let us have supper early, so afterward we may digest our plots into some workable shape. They leave. A messenger comes to Hastings's door and knocks. My lord, my lord. From inside, who is knocking? Someone sent by the Lord Stanley. From inside. What time is it? Just on the stroke of 4. Hastings enters. Can my Lord Stanley not sleep through these weary nights? So it seems from what I have to tell you. First, he sends his respects to your noble self. And then? Then he informs your lordship that tonight he dreamed the boar had torn off his helmet. Besides that, he says 2 councils are being held, and something may be decided at one of them that could make both you and him regret the other. So he sends to learn your lordship's wish, whether you will mount at once with him and ride with all speed toward the north, to avoid the danger his soul foresees. Go, fellow, go. Return to your lord. Tell him not to fear the divided council. His honor and I are at one council, and that the other is my good friend Catesby. Nothing can happen there that concerns us without my learning of it. Tell him his fears are groundless and without proof. As for his dreams, I wonder he is simple enough to trust the tricks of restless sleep. To run from the boar before the boar pursues us would only provoke the boar to follow, and make him hunt where he meant no chase. Go, tell your master to rise and come to me, and we will go together to the tower, where he shall see the boar will treat us kindly. I will go, my lord, and tell him what you say. The messenger exits. Catesby enters. Many good mornings to my noble lord. Good morning, Catesby. You are up early. What news in this unsteady state of ours? It is indeed a reeling world, my lord, and I believe it will never stand upright until Richard wears the garland of the realm. What wears the garland? You mean the crown? Yes, my good lord. I will have this crown of mine cut from my shoulders before I will see the crown so foully misplaced. But can you guess that he is aiming at it? Yes, on my life, and he hopes to find you eager to join his side for the winning of it. Because of that, he sends you this good news. This very day your enemies, the Queen's kindred, must die at Pomfret. Indeed, I do not mourn that news, because they have always been my adversaries. But as for giving my voice on Richard's side to bar my master's heirs from their rightful descent, God knows I will not do it, not even at the cost of death. God keep your lordship in that gracious mind. But I shall laugh a year from now that those who brought me into my master's hatred lived only for me to look on their tragedy. Well, Catesby, before another 2 weeks make me older, I will send some others packing who are not yet thinking of it. It is a vile thing to die, my gracious lord, when men are unprepared and do not expect it. Oh, monstrous, monstrous! And so it happens with Rivers, Vaughan, Grey, and so it will happen with some other men who think themselves as safe as you and I, who, as you know, are dear to princely Richard and to Buckingham. The princes both value you highly. Aside, for they value his head upon the bridge. I know they do, and I have well deserved it. Stanley, Earl of Derby, enters. Come on, come on. Where is your boar spear, man? Do you fear the boar and come so unprovided? My lord, good morning, Catesby. You may joke on, but by the holy rood, I do not like these separate councils. My lord, I hold my life as dear as you hold yours, and I swear that never in all my days was it as precious to me as it is now. Do you think, unless I knew our situation was secure, that I would be as confident as I am? The lords at Pomfret, when they rode from London, were merry and thought their positions were safe, and indeed they had no reason to suspect anything. Yet you see how quickly the day turned dark. I mistrust the sudden stab of hatred. I pray God, I say, that I prove to be a needless coward. Shall we go toward the tower? The day is passing. Come, come. I will go with you. Do you know something, my lord? Today the lords you spoke of are beheaded. For their loyalty, they might better have kept their heads than some who accuse them deserve to wear their hats. But come, my lord, let us go. A pursuivant enters. Go on ahead, I will talk with this good fellow. Stanley and Catesby exit. How now, fellow? How does the world go with you? The better, because your lordship is pleased to ask. I tell you, man, it goes better with me now than when you last met me here where we meet now. Then I was going as a prisoner to the Tower, because of the accusations of the Queen's allies. But now, I tell you, and keep it to yourself, this day those enemies are put to death, and I am in a better state than I ever was. God preserve it, to your honour's good content. Thank you, fellow. Here, drink this for me. He throws him his purse. I thank your honour. The pursuivant exits. A priest enters. Well met, my lord. I am glad to see your honour. I thank you, good Sir John, with all my heart. I am in your debt for your last service. Come next Sabbath, and I will satisfy you. Buckingham enters. I will attend upon your lordship. The priest exits. What talking with a priest, Lord Chamberlain? Your friends at Pomfret are the ones who need the priest. Your honour has no confession to make. Indeed, when I met this holy man, the men you speak of came into my mind. Are you going toward the Tower? I am, my lord, but I cannot stay there long. I shall return before your lordship leaves. No doubt, for I am staying there for dinner. Aside, and for supper too, though you do not know it. Come, will you go? I will attend upon your lordship. They exit. At Pomfret, before the castle, Sir Richard Ratcliffe enters with halberdiers, carrying the nobles Rivers, Grey, and Vaughan to death. Sir Richard Ratcliffe, let me tell you this, today you will see a subject die for truth, for duty, and for loyalty. God bless the prince from the whole pack of you. You are a knot of damned bloodsuckers. You who live will cry woe for this hereafter. Make an end of it. The limit of your lives has run out. Oh, Pomfret, Pomfret! Oh, you bloody prison, fatal and ominous to noble peers! Within the guilty enclosure of your walls, Richard II was hacked to death here, and to add more disgrace to your dismal seat, we give you our innocent blood to drink. Now Margaret's curse has fallen upon our heads when she cried out against Hastings, you and me, for standing by when Richard stabbed her son. Then she cursed Richard, then she cursed Buckingham, then she cursed Hastings. O God, remember to hear her prayer against them, as you hear it now against us. And for my sister and her princely sons, be satisfied, dear God, with our true blood, which, as you know, must be unjustly spilled. Make haste. The hour of death is fulfilled. Come, Grey, come, Vaughan, let us embrace here. Farewell, until we meet again in heaven. They exit. Buckingham, Stanley Earl of Derby, Hastings, the Bishop of Ely, Norfolk, Ratcliffe, Lovell, and others enter and sit at a table. Now, noble peers, the reason we have met is to decide about the coronation. In God's name speak. When shall the royal day be? Is everything ready for that royal occasion? It is ready. All it lacks is the naming of the day. Then I judge tomorrow to be a fortunate day. Who knows the Lord Protector's mind on this? Who is closest to the noble Duke? Your Grace, we think you should be the first to know his mind. We know one another's faces. As for our hearts, he knows no more of mine than I know of yours, or than I know of his, my lord, than you know of mine. Lord Hastings, you and he are close in affection. I thank his Grace. I know he loves me well. But as for his purpose in the coronation, I have not probed him, nor has he revealed his gracious pleasure in any way about it. But you, my honourable lords, may name the time, and on the Duke's behalf I will give my vote, which I assume he will accept kindly. Richard enters. At a fortunate moment, here comes the Duke himself. My noble lords and cousins all, good morning. I have slept late, but I trust that my absence has not neglected any great matter that might have been settled by my presence. If you had not come just on cue, my lord, Lord Hastings would have spoken your part. I mean, he would have given your voice for the crowning of the king. No man could be bolder than my Lord Hastings. His lordship knows me well and loves me well. My lord of Ely, when I was last in Holborn, I saw fine strawberries in your garden there. I beg you, send for some of them. Indeed I will, my lord, with all my heart. Ely exits. Cousin of Buckingham, a word with you. Richard and Buckingham move aside. Catesby has sounded out Hastings in our business, and he finds the irritable gentleman so heated that he would rather lose his head than give consent that his master's child, as he so reverently calls him, should lose the royalty of England's throne. Withdraw yourself for a while. I will go with you. Richard and Buckingham exit. We have not yet settled this day of triumph. Tomorrow, in my judgment, is too sudden, for I myself am not as well prepared as I would be if the day were delayed. The Bishop of Ely enters. Where is my lord the Duke of Gloucester? I have sent for these strawberries. His Grace looks cheerful and smooth this morning. Some thought or other must please him well when he says good morning with such spirit. I think there is no man in Christendom who can hide his love or hate less than he can, for by his face you will immediately know his heart. What of his heart do you perceive in his face from any sign he showed today? Why, that he is offended with no man here, for if he were, he would have shown it in his looks. Richard and Buckingham enter. I ask you all, tell me what they deserve who conspire to kill me with devilish plots of damned witchcraft, and who have worked upon my body with their hellish charms. The tender love I bear your Grace, my lord, makes me the first in this princely presence to judge the offenders, whoever they may be. I say, my lord, they have deserved death. Then let your eyes witness their evil. Look how I am bewitched. See, my arm is like a blighted sapling, withered up. And this is Edward's wife, that monstrous witch, joined with that harlot, the horse Shore, who by their witchcraft have marked me like this. They have done this deed, my noble lord. If, you protector of this damned whore, do you speak to me of ifs? You are a traitor. Off with his head. Now by St. Paul, I swear I will not dine until I see it done. Lovell and Ratcliffe see that it is done. The rest who love me, rise and follow me. All exit except Lovell and Ratcliffe with Lord Hastings. Woe, woe for England. Not one bit for me, for I, too foolish, might have prevented this. Stanley dreamed the boar tore his helmet, and I mocked it and refused to flee. 3 times today my richly covered horse stumbled, and shied when he looked upon the tower, as if unwilling to carry me to the slaughter-house. Oh, now I need the priest who spoke to me. I now repent that I told the pursuivant so triumphantly how my enemies were bloodily butchered today at Pomfret, while I myself was secure in grace and favour. Oh, Margaret, Margaret, now your heavy curse has fallen on poor Hastings' wretched head. Come, come, be quick. The Duke wants to be at dinner. Make a short confession. He longs to see your head. Oh, the momentary favour of mortal men, which we chase more eagerly than the grace of God. Whoever builds his hope on the empty air of your favourable looks lives like a drunken sailor on a mast, ready at every nod to tumble down into the deadly depths of the sea. Come, come, be quick. It is useless to cry out. O bloody Richard! Miserable England, I prophesy for you the most fearful time that any wretched age has ever looked upon. Come, lead me to the block. Carry him my head. Those who smile at me will soon be dead themselves. They exit.
And there we pause again. The mask is off. At the council in the Tower, Richard bared his withered arm, cried witchcraft and treason, and sent loyal Hastings to the block without so much as a child dead before the day's meal could be eaten. The young princes are caged, the protector's hand is closing on the crown, and there is no honest man left near him with the power to say no. Next time, in Part 3, a staged refusal of the crown, a coronation, and the smothering of 2 children in their beds. Mind the footnotes, and beware the folly.